Hey there everybody, this is DesFit and I'm here today to bring you a review of the Garmin speed sensor. Now typically most people just attach these to their outdoor bicycle. I'm addicted to Strava like so many other folks out there, so I really want to be able to log my mileage even if it's on the trainer. I kind of wanted to see how exactly this would work on those devices. Heaviest part of the box is going to be the 2 instruction manuals, which have 3,422 languages, just in case. That's it. So there's this little foam package. And here we go. That's it. Hopefully you can see it. This is just a small little unit. It reminds me of actually a rear light on a bike. Has a little rubber strap so you can just attach it to your hub. How will this work on a spin bike? So with the spin bike, there's not really a hub that you can attach this to in the manner that Garmin has designed this. So we're gonna probably have to make a few modifications. The biggest question for me is, will this work vertically? Because since we can't mount it around the hub, so it'll be rotating this way, it's gonna have to be rotating this way. It's pretty cool because the rubber housing on this thing, the silicone housing, is removable. And then you actually have a small, pretty flat unit here. My plan is to get some Velcro and see if this will work. All right, got some double-sided Velcro. This stuff, I think I got it from Home Depot. I got a huge roll of it for, I don't know, like 10 bucks. But this Velcro is very, very good. I don't think this is gonna come flying off in the spin bike, but I guess we'll see. What we could do is we could attach the Velcro to this flat surface where it says Garmin on it, but I don't really wanna do that. I really wanna attach it to the backside here where the battery cover is. There's a little lip, as you can kind of see, for the hook for the silicone strap. What I am gonna do is attach some double-sided Velcro tape to this, and looks like we just need a little bit extra thickness there, just so we make sure we have a nice secure attachment point for the spin bike. What I'm gonna do is actually just cut out little circles to match the size of that on the back here. Now just maybe, I'm gonna say 2 more, just in case. Bingo, got 3 of them. Extremely crude, but I think that's gonna provide enough clearance. We'll have to see when we get to the spin bike at the gym to see if that's going to be too thick, too thin, how that's exactly gonna work with the clearance of the actual spin bike. So let's go to the spin studio now. Okay, so here we go. We are at the gym, we're in the spin studio, and we're gonna try to see if this Garmin will work on a spin bike.
What you're going to see here is that the clearance from the flywheel is really, really narrow. So you really want to make sure that the Velcro is not going to be too thick when you adhere it to the bike. Make sure to clean the surface of the flywheel off really well with an alcohol wipe before sticking the Velcro on the flywheel, or your speed sensor may come flying off and hit you in the face. Make sure your speed sensor is really secure, and also spin the flywheel around slowly just to make sure it does have enough clearance as it rotates. Okay, we are good to go. Time for the test run. This is about the point where I'm worrying if the speed sensor is going to come off and hit me in the face, but we are good to go. Pairing the speed sensor with a Fenix 3 HR is extremely easy. All you do is go to sensors, search for a new speed sensor, or you could even do search all, and it should find your speed sensor fairly quickly, just like that. And then what we're going to do now is start a indoor bike workout without GPS and see what the speed will register using the automatic setting. So what you're going to see now is that the speed really is quite off compared to what you're going to experience on the bike outside. What we're going to have to do is set the wheel size manually to kind of mimic the behavior that you're going to experience with an outdoor bike. So first, I just kind of chose an arbitrary number, just to kind of see where it was going to be at. Looks pretty good. Let's go ahead and lower that to 1296. And that's probably looking a little bit more accurate at that point. So I'm going to go ahead and play with the number throughout my spin session today to kind of see what's going to produce the most accurate results. After playing around with the wheel size for a half hour, looks like 13 to 1400 millimeters for the manual wheel size will work pretty well to produce the most accurate results that you're going to get on a spin bike.
Okay, so just got done with a quick little under an hour spin, and I think it did pretty well. I'll have a wrap up a little bit later, but remember, take off the sensor from the spin bike. Basically, spin bikes, they're going to be a little bit different. I'm using the Spinner and Spinner NXTs. I think it's probably one of the most common spin bikes in the nation. I just see them at every single club anywhere. But there is a little bit of a difference between the newer version and the older version. So this is the newer version right here. What you'll see is that the surface, funny enough, it's plastic, but it's actually like kind of a rough surface to it. So the Velcro may not stick as well if you don't have a smooth surface or you didn't clean it. Obviously for that whole hour, I didn't have any problems at all. So here's the older version. You can tell that it's a very glossy surface, really, really nice and smooth. Plus, it's a little bit more concave right here. So I think there's actually gonna be more clearance through the front of the bike, if you can see that. For the purpose of mounting the Garmin Spin Center, the older spin bike, Spinner NXT, will work a little bit better, I think, both for clearance and for adhesion. Good luck with both. When I got back inside and set my bike up on the trainer, I got some kind of interesting results. First of all, I do have my trainer set up at the highest resistance levels. You're essentially going to be working with resistance all the time. When you're outside, there's going to be, uphills, downhills. You're going to be coasting for quite a bit. When you're on the spin bike in the gym, your legs are going to be constantly moving because there's really no freewheeling going on. However, you can have that happen without any resistance at all. So you could be spinning as fast as possible, going 30 miles per hour according to the Garmin speed sensor, but there's really not going to be any resistance. You're really going to have to keep that in mind. And then when you set your bike up indoors, once again, there's going to be the big variable of the resistance on your trainer. If you set your bike up on the medium resistance, that would probably give you the most accurate results compared to outside. But once again, are you going to be spinning the entire time? Are you going to be actually coasting? Are you going to be having rest periods? There's going to be a lot of variables that come into play when you're trying to track your distance indoors. So what did we learn from all this today? Well, first of all, the Garmin speed sensor will work on the spin bike with some calibration. The speed sensor will obviously give you the most accurate results outside using GPS. Once again, I'm a little bit unclear about how Garmin uses GPS along with the speed sensor to calculate speed. When you're using your speed sensor on your bike indoors on the trainer, you're definitely going to have to play around with the tension on your train a little bit to kind of mimic the real world. And then if you're going to be using your speed sensor on a spin bike, you will have to enter the wheel size manually. For me, that turned out to be 13 to 1400 millimeters, but play around with it a little bit to see what works best for you to mimic the real world. And then make sure to have at least a little bit of constant tension on the spin bike, just so you're not spinning your brains out going 60 miles an hour. Although that would look really good on Strava. Thanks so much for watching the video. Make sure to hit that like button below and also subscribe to my channel to get notifications about more gear reviews coming soon.